Welcome everybody back to the Carnivore Experience. My name is Bill. Currently Wendy right now is down working at the brewery. I'm going to be heading there just a little bit myself here pretty soon. But I wanted to get another video out there and kind of give you a little heads up of where we're at and cover something that I've been noticing with a lot of folks that are thinking about doing carnivore and a lot of the things that I'm starting to see on Facebook. So that's the plan today, and I feel passionate about bringing this message to people to hopefully make things a little simpler for you. So welcome back to the Carnivore Experience. All right, everybody. So lately, Wendy and I have been, had the brewery back open again, and we've been working very hard to make that successful. And one of the overwhelming things that we've seen is our returning customers, the people who have known us for the 5 years that we were open, are coming back and they're like, oh my God, look at you guys. They don't even recognize us. We've lost so much weight. And just for a little bit of an update, Wendy is down over 70 pounds. My original goal weight when I started this, I started at 306. My goal was to get down to 225. Well, as of today, I am 216.1 pounds. I've actually passed that. I'm looking to get to my high school weight of 215. And I'm just about there. At that particular point, I have a little bit of leeway one way or the other, and this is when I'm going to reach my maintenance side of things. But we've been on this for, almost 2 years, about a year and 8.5, year and 9 months, and it has been incredibly successful for us. But the folks that are coming in and see us, they're asking, how have we been this successful on the carnivore diet, and how have we done this, being able to take and just restrict what we eat to meat and fat and some, dairy and things like that. And it's a hard concept for people to grasp. And when we tell it to them, we get very few takers because there's a lot of, false information out there and just general, there are doctors telling them that, that's the wrong way to eat. Everything out in society, you can't eat just meat and fat, that'll kill you. And, I understand that. I mean, when you eat the traditional American diet or, the way people are standard American diet, the way, Dr. Berry states it, you bet. If you're eating meat and fat and all kinds of carbs and all kinds of sugar and all kinds of processed food, it's a recipe for disaster. So let's get back to some basics. If you're going to take and you're on the fence about doing the carnivore diet, one of the things that I tell you to do is don't start it. Just don't start it and take a break. And go and explore for yourself. Go out and look and watch the videos online, watch Dr. Berry, watch Laura Spath, watch all the different ones that deal with carnivore. And as I've said in prior videos, Wendy and I have both been very clear. Watch the video, but the biggest thing you can do is go to the comments section. Read the comments section in the YouTube videos. Go to the Carnivore Experience and read the comments section, even on our channel alone, and you will see the thousands and thousands of people between these channels that this particular way of eating has helped. And I think that's one of the things you need to understand. This isn't a diet. Get the word diet out of your head. It is a way of eating. Now, how do we do this? What are the secrets if you're going to start this to be successful on it? Well, the first one and the most important one, and the one that got Wendy and myself on this road to getting healthy, was the reason. What was your reason? What was our reason? Well, on January 6th of 2023, at 306 pounds, my A1C was off the charts, my triglycerides were off the charts, my blood pressure was dangerous. My doctor looked at me and said, Bill, you're on a path to the point of no return. You, at 50 years old, need to do something, or else this is going to get progressively worse. And I can't even begin to tell you how terrible we felt. I mean, I couldn't even sleep at night. Getting up in the morning, if I was able to go to sleep, I was up by 4:30, 5 o'clock because my upper back hurt so bad. Inflammation, joint pain. I couldn't even get comfortable sitting down. Well, now sitting here today at 216 pounds, that's all gone. It's all gone. And that is huge. And I actually believe as you become successful on carnivore, and you've been at it for like almost 2 years like we have, you take it for granted. You forget where you were which makes it easier to fall off the wagon. Luckily for us, we have stayed on the wagon because we don't want to have to take and go back where we were. We can't get unhealthy again. It's not possible. Otherwise, at this age in our lives, we're never going to be able to enjoy retirement, and we're not going to be able to enjoy the fruits of our labor. So what is your reason? Are you obese? Are you overweight? Do you take medications for high blood pressure? Do you take medications for cholesterol? Are you injecting something into yourself like insulin because you're a type 2 diabetic? Do you have a bunch of different metabolic conditions that are causing you to be on all different types of meds? Well, here it is, guys. You have your reason right there. So now what you have to do is go, okay, you have to make a decision. You have to make a decision. Go to your doctor. Go to your doctor. You don't have to discuss it with them, but get some current blood work. Find out exactly what your doctor says. Start a baseline with your doctor that is going to take and establish where you're at. That way, if you decide to take and do the carnivore way of eating, a year from now, you'll be able to reflect back at your annual physical and see the progress you've made. So step 2 in this is preparation. You have to prepare yourself, your house, your family, and even your friends to understand what you're doing. Get the crap out of your house. Get the processed stuff out of your house. Get these things gone. Take and completely restructure. If you take away temptation, you won't have a problem with sticking with the program. But it's very important that you make these steps so that you can get right out of the gate, starting this process and be successful. We've got a lot of people we've talked to now, and several are starting this, and they are doing exactly that. They've prepared and they started the process. And I have one individual right now that's a good customer of ours. He's a little over a month in, and I believe he's 22 pounds down already. And he feels like $1 million. So setting yourself up for success by preparation is a key to being successful. One of the other things that really took and helped Wendy and I is we both were in the same boat. It's sometimes tough getting your family, your spouse, your loved one, your boyfriend, your girlfriend on board with what you're doing. But if you can do that, if you both have some weight that needs to take and be addressed or health issues that need to be addressed, if you both work at it as a team, it's going to be 100% easier to do it if you're both eating the same thing and those temptations are gone from what your spouse is eating versus what you're eating. So trying to get them on board with you and working with you and doing that at the same time, I guarantee is a big major step in helping you through this process. Number 3, one of the things that we really regret, well, I did it, but then I deleted it because I was disgusted looking at it, is take your before and after photos. Meaning, before you start this, strip down to a good pair of workout shorts, take your shirt off, and take a front view, take a side view. Ladies, you're going to have your sports bra on, but do this. I know you're not going to like what you see. I didn't, Wendy didn't, but boy, a year and 9 months into this, I wish I had those photos. I'm going to put up a photo here, again, of Wendy and I right in December of 2022 when we made the decision to close our brewery, and you'll see the complete difference from how I look right now to how I looked back then. Those photos are going to give you the energy and the incentive to go, I'm going to keep doing this to stay healthy. All right. Now, if you're going to go down this journey, if you're going to do this way of eating because you're doing it for your health, which a lot of people are, this isn't about weight loss. You can lose weight all over, but losing weight doesn't mean you're healthy. It's eating properly and learning nutrition and what to do to take and get your body back to where it needs to be. So don't diet, change the way you're eating. Now, Dr. Berry, the 30-60-90 plan, beef, bacon, butter, and eggs. You guys, keep it simple at first. When you start, don't worry about calories. Do not count calories. Listen to Dr. Berry's videos about calories. Listen to other carnivore influencers online about counting calories. You don't need to do it. When you read online or you hear people talking, well, you still have to be worried about how much you're putting in versus what's coming out. No, you don't. Because what you're putting in is quality versus crap. And that's the biggest point to this. Eat quality versus crap and processed and sugar and carbs, and you'll start to feel and notice the difference. But start at 30 days. One of the individuals that's being very successful at this, a friend of his is doing something similar, and he's going, well, you got to track your macros. You got to track this. You got to get this app. No, you don't. Keep it simple. Like Dr. Berry says, and this is exactly what Wendy and I did. When you sit down to eat, you need to take and have fat and you need to have protein. More fat than protein. And eat until you are comfortably stuffed. Eat until you don't want to eat anymore. And then the secret is don't eat again until you're hungry. And trust me when I tell you, the first couple of days are going to be rough, okay, until your body adapts to this. But within 2 or 3 days, a week, you are going to feel better and those cravings are going to go away. But as Dr. Berry says, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, start out at 30. Do it for 30. Look at, we do all kinds of stuff. Just give 30 days of your life. Take and devote 30 days of your life to be committed to doing this and see what happens. See where your weight goes. See how you feel at the end of it. Are you going to be 100 pounds lower and No, you're not. But you're going to notice some major differences. So it's important, just keep it simple. Eat those things. Eat good quality food like steaks and good quality burger. If you can't afford grass-fed, don't worry about it. Eat what you can buy at the grocery store. Go to Costco, go to Sam's and buy the good high quality, stuff that you can, or buy what they've got. Go to your grocery store. If you find stuff on sale, it's better than eating processed sugar and carbs. Do what you have to do, but keep it simple. Number 5 is stay on track. Just take, when you're having a point where it's kind of weak, we've got recipes for making brown butter. Wendy had a great video on making brown butter. It's a snack where you refine butter down, and now you have the ability that you have a quick on-the-demand snack that not only is going to satiate any cravings you're having, but it's going to fill you with energy. It's going to give you that energy and help you stay on track and not feel like you have to snack. Now, number 6, watch and read multiple carnivore channels. Watch and read the comments. I mentioned this earlier. You need reinforcement through this process. You need to see the success stories that other people are having. You need to read it. I'll tell you what, if you see it one time, you read one, okay, they were lucky. You read 5, well, there might be something to this. But you're going to discover there's hundreds. There are thousands of success stories with this. And don't worry, I'm going to cover the people that are against it. I'm going to cover vegans and all the anti-carnivore stuff out there here in a minute. But watch these things to give yourself that encouragement. And also, be prepared after you've been doing this a while to take maybe 6 months in, get your blood work done again, so that you have some markers to see how things are changing. People, if you listen, are getting off of all of their medications. They're getting off their insulin. They're getting off their statins. They're getting off of their cholesterol and blood pressure medicines. They are fixing a lot of their metabolic diseases that have been holding them back. This is not rocket science, you guys. You don't have to take and work so hard at this. We just had breakfast this morning before we're heading to work. I had 6 eggs and about 3/4 pound of bacon. Did that at about 11 o'clock today. I'm not hungry, not even thinking about food. This is where you get, and I've got all the energy in the world. I'm going to be able to work tonight at the brewery until 9 o'clock and not be hungry the entire process. So basically, stay on track, watch multiple videos, and get that reinforcement that you need. Also, number 7, share your success with others. People are going to be looking at you once you're in this going, what's going on with you? I'm noticing it in your face. I'm noticing it in your body. You seem to have more energy. Don't be afraid to talk about what you're doing. Oh yeah, people are going to judge you. People are going to call you stupid. They're going to say you're killing yourself. But trust me again, go right back to reading those comments and watching those videos. Hey, if 2,000 people If you go through it, are telling you it's helping them. You watch Dr. Barry once a week has live podcasts at the very least. Listen and read the success stories people are having. Listen to what he's telling you. Believe it or not, there's a lot of false information out there, which I need to cover this about this false information. Here's the deal. They don't want us eating like this. Everything has taken and been put out there in society over the last 50, 60 years to tell you that carnivore is bad for you. But here's the weird thing, and I saw a meme about this the other day. 90% of what's in the grocery store today was not there 90 years ago. And 90% of the diseases we're faced with today, they weren't faced with 90 years ago. What happened? What happened to society that we are now obese, we're taking insulin and we're diabetic, and now the big craze is I got to be on something that I'm injecting with myself with to lose weight? No, you don't. You can do this on your own and not be dependent. You have to learn what it is that your body is lacking and why your body changed. We told people in other videos, before you go into this, watch that documentary called Fat Fiction. It's not some conspiracy theory documentary. It's well done. We're not in the realm of stuff where people talk like Alex Jones. We are talking about nutritionists and doctors and a lot of people. An hour and 40 minutes of successes and watching the facts about what happened. You're going to learn where this started and what started this country on the path to not getting healthy. Watch that. I promise you, by the time you're done, you're going to be like, what the heck is going on? Listen, they keep people, if you're sick, it keeps you taking prescriptions. You keep taking those prescriptions, you keep having to take and pay your insurance, you keep going through it. What happens if you're off all medications? Wendy and I aren't on any medications now. What happens? Well, you're much healthier. Obviously, your body is healed and recovered. The point to this is that you need to do your research. Watch Fat Fiction before you start to get an understanding. Why were people so skinny back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s? And today, you can't even go shopping or go out to eat without seeing people that are very heavy, very overweight, diabetic, taking insulin, and they're eating the same crap that we've been eating for years now. Learn, why were our ancestors healthiest? I just had a conversation at the brewery last night. This gentleman was telling me that his grandfather, farmer, okay, we've heard this farmer story. He just told me he'd get up in the morning and make himself some toast out of homemade bread. They didn't have Wonder Bread back then. And he would smear it with bacon grease. And he'd eat a bunch of it. He'd have energy all day long. He lived to 92 years old. Well, I don't know what everyone else thinks. I mean, yeah, it'd be great to live to 130, but 92 is a good run. That is a good run. They ate healthy. They didn't have processed food. Think about it. Just sit back and think about it. You guys, this is not difficult. This is not hard to comprehend. Do your research. Share your success with others. And then my last point I want to make about this is on Facebook and other social media platforms, there are carnivore-specific forums. Places where people are showing you the pictures, the before, the after photos, talking to you about their success. Subscribe to a couple of them if you're on social media. Read about them. Read the success stories. Read what they're doing. You'll also get some great recipe ideas. But the point is, it again helps you take and stay on track and see that this actually works. But caution. Every morning I see my updates on like Facebook especially. There's always those dissenters. There are those trolls that are going to come onto these forums and say, oh, you got to have vegetables. You got to have fruits. You got to do this. You got to do that. My wife is a nutritionist. She went through school and all of her textbooks say, if you don't do this, you're going to get sick. Well, here's the thing. They were trained in the last 60, 70 years in a school of thought that adopted the new policies of the way people are eating today. Okay? So you have to take that with a grain of salt. Grain of sand, sorry, however you say it. But you have to take and think, how successful have you been? Have you been on this 90 days? Have you lost 30 pounds? Have you felt better? Is your inflammation gone? what's going on? Why am I feeling better if this is going to kill me? Okay? But be careful. And then watch out for articles that come out from major news sources, the New York Times, and the most recent one, The Guardian. I'm not going to post that article here, but if you Google The Guardian and carnivore, you are going to see an anti-carnivore article that is all surface. It's all glossed over. There's no specifics, and all they do is point out, well, this nutritionist said that this is not sustainable and this is not healthy. Well, of course, absolutely. It's very easy to find medically trained nutritionists today and doctors, like Dr. Berry says, that got 3 weeks of nutrition. And nutritionists that are trained in the current food triangle, food pyramid, whatever you want to call it, and are going to take and repeat this same diatribe to you. Here's the deal. Your body is going to tell you the tale. Your body is going to tell you exactly what you're doing. And if it's not feeling right, if it isn't feeling right after 60 days, 90 days, stop. What have you lost? Probably a lot of weight, a lot of inflammation, and maybe then go get checked and get your blood work done. I'm going to end this with, I just got done with my annual physical at the VA. And the very first thing when you get your annual physical appointment is they have you go and do your blood work. And I always ask to make sure that they do my blood work and they get extra things. I want to know, how my cholesterols are. I want to know how my A1C is. I want to know how my triglycerides. I want to make sure they cover my vitamins, where I'm at. So I go and I show up for my VA appointment. I get my blood work done. I go up, I wait in the waiting room to see my doctor, who I've seen for several years there. The nurse takes my weight, takes my blood pressure. I go in and I sit down with the doctor, and he starts going over everything, and we do that annual physical stuff. As he's putting this information in the computer and he starts looking back, he looks at me and says, "Seriously, what the hell did you do?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Bill," he goes, "the last time I saw you, you were 80 pounds heavier than you are now. Your blood pressure was high. Your A1C was high. You were pre-diabetic. All my blood work was normal. Yes, my LDL was 124. It was slightly elevated. Here's the thing, guys. I'm eating a lot of fat. My triglycerides, normal. A1C, actually low normal. All of my vitamins, all of my other markers, normal. Blood pressure, not dangerous anymore, normal. And I've lost weight." And he goes, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm not going to tell you. Because if I tell you, you're going to be pissed." "No, seriously, what are you doing?" And I said, "Doc, all my wife and I eat over the last year and 8 months is meat and fat. I eat at least a 1/3 stick of butter at every meal." And he stared at me. And he stared at me. And he finally said, "Keep doing what you're doing. You are healthier now than you were almost 2 years ago. Keep doing what you're doing." This gentleman he's in his 70s. He was shocked. And he didn't fight me at all. He told me to keep doing what I'm doing. And here's the thing. People are waking up. Regardless of what those nasty articles say and what the vegans are saying, people are waking up. And they're finding out we might have been lied to, or we might have been sold a bill of goods. You guys, this is your health. Have you worked your butt off your entire life? Do you want to enjoy your retirement? Do you want to enjoy your family? Do you not owe this to yourself? What does it hurt? Yep, it can get a little monotonous from time to time, but there are great recipes out there. And we are going to start sharing those. I have to admit it, I'm a pusher. I make beer at the brewery and I make artisan pizzas. Do we eat them? Nope, we don't. But we now have taken and integrated a carnivore meat bowl that I make right in the pizza oven. It's a hot pizza oven. I can go up to 800 degrees with it. But I actually put a lot of the different meats, give them options, and I'll put a pound of meat in front of people with some great cheese on the top, cooked in that 650 degree oven. And you know what? My carnivore folks that are looking this and had great success, that's what we're serving them. So this video has been long enough, but I wanted to take and tell you, let's take these secrets that I've shared with you, and if you're on the fence, do your research, okay? Find out the reason. Why are you going to get healthy? Prepare to get healthy, okay? Take your before and after photos. Then start at 30 days. Grab your calendar, day 1, and start. And say, you know what? I'm going to do 30 only. Just going to do 30. And at the end of 30, I can do 30. I'm going to see where I'm at. And then say, you know what? I'm going to do another 30. And then after that, if you can take and have somebody do this with you, a spouse, a girlfriend, boyfriend, loved one, friend, it'll help you take and stay on it, okay? And then stay on track. Just stay on track. If you're having successes, read those stories, look at those photos again, and then take and keep reading online, watching those videos and sharing those success stories. And then people are going to notice. You're going to feel better. Then when you've taken and been on this a while and you're reaching where you want to be, go back to the doctor. Have them check you over. Get that peace of mind that you're going to need to be able to take and show yourself that this is working. And ask if you're having any side effects. And there may be a couple of things because, hey, your body's going to take a while to need to heal. But take that time, go to the doctor, get yourself checked over regularly if you can. At the very least, we've got a video on where you can go around in your state and find places that'll do your blood work. And it's not that expensive. You don't even have to go through your doctor. You can call them and say, I need this panel done. Dr. Barry's got some great videos on what to ask for that applies to the way you're eating. It's that simple, you guys. All right, I have droned on long enough and I gotta go and sling some beer and make some pizzas. Actually, we just had a major breast cancer brew. If you wanna look us up, it's McCann River Brewing Company. That's our Facebook deal. We don't have a website just because websites are so old these days. But yes, we just did a great breast cancer brew, a lady who had breast cancer. And I had her brew her beer and she is going to take and going to be serving it once it's done. So I'm going to go clean some equipment so I can get brewing again. But other than that, you guys, I hope this has helped. I hope I've taken and given you the incentive to do your research, find out your why, and be able to take and start this on your path to getting healthy again. This is a way of eating. It's not a diet. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel and hit that like. If you have questions, put them in our comments section and I'll be happy to answer you. I want to help others get healthy. Here it is, 216 pounds from 306. Here's that photo again, you guys. I feel like $1,000,000 and I'm not got any meds anymore, period. You guys have a great weekend and we'll be talking again soon. See you now.